I'd like to move away from breath for just a little bit and talk about the other side of that coin. To me, the space that we create in the back of the throat is directly related to the way breath comes into the body. I don't think that they should be separate. I think that they should influence each other. And so for me, they're two sides of the same coin. So once I get my students to find an appropriate alignment that's conducive to whatever it is they want to do, they have a basic idea of how the breath comes in. We've challenged that system and they know they're not supposed to collapse in the chest as they're exhaling. I then start talking about how they create space in the back of their throat. And the concept that I use most, at least right now, is called trap door, something I'm calling trap door. And so, what I would like for you to do, very slowly and very quietly, with your mouth open, take in a breath. And as if the air was going to curl across the roof of your mouth. And as you do that slow, quiet, curling breath, think about what happens to the temperature of that air. Most people will feel it get cold. Not everybody, but for the sake of simplicity today, well, let's just assume that everybody felt it get cold. If you didn't, it doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means you're feeling things slightly differently. And if we were working together one-on-one, I have about 8,000 different ways I can teach this. This tends to be the most ubiquitous feeling, though, of a slightly cooling sensation of the air. So take that breath again. And now, can you pinpoint where on the roof of your mouth you feel that air get cold? For me, it's about right there, right? Again, most people are going to feel it somewhere straight up, whether that's on the back of the hard palate or just on the front of the soft palate, basically the same spot. And it doesn't really matter. Most people feel it kind of up. Not everybody, and that's fine. But again, for the sake of simplicity, we're going to assume that all of you felt it right there. I call this spot, right where you feel that cooling air, or right where the soft and hard palate meet, right in the center of the top of your mouth, I call that your trapdoor. And the idea is that when we breathe in, the air curls in, opens up that trapdoor, bloop, and then can vibrate and resonate in a space that's up above in the attic of your head. Now, there isn't space up there. That's where our brains are. But there is a kinesthetic idea of opening up, and you can hear a definite change in the sound of my speaking voice. It's probably more in line with what we would expect when we sing. And then I would ask my students to see if they can maintain that sense of trapdoor as they do something simple like I, 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 I. Thinking about opening up that sense of trapdoor. Now, what this does from a physiological perspective is it helps to lower the larynx. It helps to release the jaw, allow the tongue to sling forward. The soft palate starts to curl back, and the pharynx begins to widen. These are all things that are included in the Italian thought of gola aperta, or the open throat. And people get at these in lots of different ways. People use the beginning of a yawn. Think if you have a hot potato in the back of your throat. Think about light pear-shaped tones, people have said. Reverse megaphone shape. It's all basically the same thing. This is just the way that I've been teaching it recently. It gives them a very clear kinesthetic sense of where they should feel the opening, and it's something that my students have found success with.